When it comes to changes in the organizations, there has been scholars who have developed the specific models for implementing changes. And now we're going to learn about Kotter's 8-step plan for implementing a change. And this model is building on the Kurt Lovin's model. So we have had already Kurt Lovin and his force field theory of change. So let me write it down. So we have had force field theory of change, where we have talked about three stages when it comes to the changes in the organization: unfreezing, movement, and freezing. And what John Kotter from Harvard Business School did is that he was simply building on this model, and these two models have something very much in similar. And let me just show you. So according to Kotter, there are, as you can see, 8 steps. And according to Kurt Lovin, there are 3 stages. And now you will see that the first 4 of the Kotter steps are associated with the Kurt Lovin's first stage, which was called the unfreezing. So here we have unfreezing. Then steps 5, 6, and 7 are the same as within the Kurt Lovin's model, movement. And finally, the 8th step is basically the same as the 3rd stage according to Kurt Lovin, which was refreezing. So let's go for it. So we have a first step which says establish a sense of urgency by creating a compelling reason for why change is needed. So let's imagine that this compelling reason for why change is needed, let's say we would like to have better working conditions. So better working conditions. And now let's say we can really try to establish some sense of urgency so that our offices are getting really ugly, and we do some comparisons of salaries with other companies, and then we show them to other people. So we really would like to propose and create a sense of urgency that better working conditions are needed. Now, as a second step, we will form a coalition with enough power to lead the change, so that we will simply maybe talk with some of our colleagues to really form this coalition, so that several people, except of us, are really voting for this change that is needed. As third, we create a new vision to direct the change and strategies for achieving vision. So let's start with a vision. We need a vision. Let's say it would be some super simple and easy to imagine vision, so that we need, let's say, higher salaries. It's not really a vision, but I think it's simple to understand. So we need higher salaries. Now, why is vision so important? Because from vision, then the strategies are being built and developed. So now we can develop some strategies. What those strategies can be, they are much more concrete than the vision. So let's say that one of these strategies how to achieve higher salaries, and from higher salaries to achieve better working conditions, would be that we cut, let's say, 10% of our production costs. So our production costs. That is a concrete strategy for achieving a vision. As fourth, we communicate the vision throughout the organization, so that it will not be only us, our coalition, who understand the vision and the strategies, but we really need to communicate it throughout the organization so that everyone understands what we are trying to do, how we are trying to achieve it, and why we are doing it. As a fifth step, and I will just change my brush, so empower others to act on the vision by removing barriers to change and encouraging risk-taking and creative problem solving. This is a very important word, empowering. So it will not be us who will be doing all the changes, but we would like others. So maybe it would be some of our subordinates. Because if you imagine our strategy, it's not simple to cut the costs by 10%. We really need the cooperation of the frontline personnel maybe to succeed in this strategy. And removing barriers to change. So maybe the barriers to change would be the bureaucracy which is within our organization. Bureaucracy. Bureaucracy. So we will take away some of the rules, or we will tell them, okay guys, for now you don't have to care that much about the rules. Just get to where we want to get. Then as a sixth step, we should plan for, create and reward short-term wins that move the organization toward the new vision. So as we have seen, we would like to have some short-term wins, and these short-term wins should be with regards to our strategies, and these strategies should work for our vision. So you see the process now. We would like to have higher salaries, we would like to cut 10% of production costs, and there should be some short-term wins which we should reward. So let's say a short-term win would be that we cut 5% of the production costs. We should reward the people that has achieved these cuttings. Now, as a seventh step, consolidate improvements, reassess changes, and make necessary adjustments in the new vision. So there can be some real adjustments in the vision. So maybe the higher salaries are not enough for better working conditions. Maybe we have to redesign our offices. Redesign our offices. And as you can see, we are moving from the movement stage to the last refreezing stage, according to Kurt Lewin. So finally, we should just reinforce the changes by demonstrating the relationship between new behaviors and organizational success. So that now when we have really cut the 10% of the production costs, we have redesigned our offices. So let me just write it down. So we have cut some costs, then we have some redesign of offices, then we have a higher salaries. We should really show and demonstrate that all these are leading to better working conditions. Better working conditions, as this is where it all began. Conditions. And so we went through the Kotter's 8-step plan for implementing a change.